Deep within the Whispering Woods lived a solitary figure known as Hermit Delufio. I am a wizard of immense power, but my heart is filled with bitterness. I despise the carelessness of men. I loathe how they discard their belongings without a thought. One day, fueled by my anger, I decided to teach them a lesson. I would curse the items they lost. Anyone who dared to touch them would fall into an eternal sleep. I began by targeting small, easily misplaced items: a wooden toy, a silver coin, a leather glove. I infused them with a powerful sleeping enchantment, making them glimmer faintly in the moonlight. These cursed objects became beacons, luring unsuspecting villagers to their doom. They lay scattered throughout the woods like deadly traps.
The village of Oakhaven, nestled at the edge of the Whispering Woods, was a cheerful place. However, a shadow soon fell over their joyous lives. It began subtly. A young boy, chasing after his runaway kite, stumbled upon a shiny coin. He picked it up, admired it briefly, and fell into a deep sleep. Then a woodcutter, reaching for a beautiful bird feather, suffered the same fate. At first, the villagers were baffled. The victims seemed to have just fallen asleep, their chests rising and falling rhythmically. Yet no amount of shaking or calling could wake them. Fear gripped the village as more and more people succumbed to the mysterious sleeping sickness. The once bustling marketplace grew quiet. Laughter was replaced by hushed whispers and worried glances. Word of the strange sleeping sickness spread like wildfire, reaching the ears of a wizened old healer named Ilara. She had always warned the villagers about the dangers of the Whispering Woods. The forest, she claimed, held ancient magic and whispered secrets best left undisturbed. Now, she feared those whispers had turned into a dangerous curse. Ilara gathered the village elders. She recounted tales of Delufio, the reclusive wizard who resided in the woods. She spoke of his bitterness towards mankind and his penchant for curses. The elders listened, their faces etched with a mixture of fear and skepticism.
Could this Delufio be responsible for our plight?
Could a mere curse be strong enough to plunge our loved ones into an eternal sleep?
As fear and despair tightened their grip on Oakhaven, a glimmer of hope arrived in the form of a wandering musician named Tomark. Known as the Magical Piper, Tomark was no ordinary bard. His music possessed an uncanny ability to soothe the soul and mend broken spirits. More importantly, he possessed an ancient wisdom passed down through generations of his family, the knowledge of magic and curses. Tomark had heard tales of the sleeping sickness plaguing Oakhaven. He felt a surge of sympathy for the afflicted villagers and a growing unease about the nature of the curse. The Magical Piper, guided by his compassionate heart and armed with his ancestral knowledge, decided to help. He would confront the source of the curse and strive to break it.
I've heard of the sleeping sickness that plagues this village. My heart aches for the afflicted, and I cannot stand idly by. I will confront the source of this curse and do everything in my power to break it.
Tomark, after listening to the villagers and consulting with Ilara, became convinced that Delufio was behind the curse.
Delufio, it has to be him. His habit of cursing lost items, turning them into instruments of eternal sleep. It all fits.
To break the curse, Tomark needed to confront Delufio and force him to undo the enchantment. But approaching Delufio directly seemed unwise. The wizard was powerful and unpredictable.
I can't just walk up to him. I need a plan, a way to outsmart him and avoid triggering the curse myself.
He decided to use his music, his most potent weapon, to lull Delufio into a false sense of security. His music would be the key to infiltrating the wizard's lair and breaking the curse.
My music, yes, that's it. I'll use my pipe to get close to him. It's risky, but it's the only way.
Armed with his enchanted pipe and a heart full of determination, Tomark ventured into the Whispering Woods. The forest, usually teeming with life, was eerily silent. The only sounds were the rustling leaves underfoot and the distant caw of a crow.
This silence, it's unnatural. Delufio's magic must be strong here.
As he walked deeper, he felt an oppressive magical aura pressing down on him. He encountered the cursed objects scattered throughout the woods, a doll leaning against a tree, a silver locket dangling from a branch. a book lying open on a moss-covered rock. Each object pulsed with a faint magical glow, a testament to the potent magic Delufio wielded.
These poor souls. Delufio's magic is everywhere. I must be careful.
Despite the danger, Tomark pressed on, his resolve hardening with each step he took towards the heart of the cursed woods.
I won't let this curse continue. I have to reach Delufio and end this once and for all.
After days of perilous travel, Tomark found Delufio's lair, a ramshackle hut woven from twisted branches and covered in moss. He began to play a soft, enchanting melody. The music drifted through the woods, a soothing balm against the oppressive silence. As he approached the hut, he noticed an assortment of seemingly ordinary objects arranged on a rough-hewn table.
Who dares disturb Delufio?
Suddenly, the door creaked open, revealing Delufio. The hermit looked even more haggard and bitter than Tomark had imagined.
I am Tomark, the magical piper. I come seeking an end to the sleeping curse.
Foolish mortal. You think you can waltz in here with your frivolous tunes and command me, narrator? Delufio scoffed.
Tomark met the wizard's gaze, his music growing in intensity.
I haven't come to command Delufio, but to understand. Why punish the innocent for the carelessness of a few?
Delufio faltered. Tomark's music seemed to weave through his defenses, stirring something deep within him. For the first time, Delufio saw the pain and fear in the eyes of the villagers reflected in Tomark's music. He saw the faces of those lost to the sleeping curse, their slumber filled not with peace but with a chilling emptiness.
The curse. I will lift it.
He raised his hand, and a wave of energy pulsed outwards, flowing from his fingertips towards the objects on his table. As Delufio undid the curse, the objects on his table lost their eerie glow. In Oakhaven, the slumbering villagers began to stir. The young boy who had picked up the coin opened his eyes, his mother's relieved face swimming into view. The woodcutter awakened to the sound of birdsong, the feather he had grasped lying harmlessly nearby. News of the broken curse spread through Oakhaven like wildfire. Families rushed to embrace their loved ones, their faces wet with tears of joy and relief. The once silent marketplace bustled with renewed life. Laughter echoed through the streets, replacing the fear and despair that had gripped them for so long. The curse was broken, and with it, the shadow that had fallen over Oakhaven lifted. With the curse lifted, Delufio retreated deeper into the whispering woods, his heart lighter than it had been in centuries. He had learned a valuable lesson about the folly of his anger and the importance of forgiveness. Tomark, hailed as a hero, eventually continued his journey, his music leaving a trail of hope and healing wherever he went. And so, the tale of the cursed objects served as a stark reminder to the villagers of Oakhaven. It taught them the importance of responsibility for their belongings and the unintended consequences of carelessness. But most importantly, it taught them the power of courage, compassion, and the healing power of music in the face of adversity.